Madison Square Garden should have been ringing with champagne corks after the Knicks' first Eastern Conference Finals appearance since Y2K. Yet, just 72 hours later, every streamer was swept away, and a thunderclap rolled through Midtown. Owner James Dolan and President Leon Rose fired head coach Tom Thibodeau, even with 3 seasons and almost $30 million still on his deal. The move felt less like a measured adjustment and more like yanking the emergency brake at 80 miles per hour. The hot take inferno ignited instantly. Charles Barkley thundered on TNT that New York had become the stupidest DMN people alive, and ESPN stitched together slow-motion shots of stunned Knicks fans for the morning loop. No plan trended for 2 straight days. Radio callers compared Dolan to a roulette addict, and late-night comedians joked that the franchise had finally figured out how to fire a coach for winning too much. Yet in the middle of that digital bonfire, YouTube host Marshall Green slid onto his Knicks Now stream and fired back. Ending a doomed relationship before lining up a new partner, he argued, "Isn't reckless, it's logical." Those splashy interview requests the Knicks kept filing. "That is the plan," Green insisted. "Test every door, poach if you can, pivot if you must." Tens of thousands in the chat hammered the like button. Suddenly, "Due diligence greater than drama" banners sprouted across Knicks Twitter. To understand why Thibs ended up on the curb despite 54 wins, rewind the season's quieter soundtrack. Performance staff begged for lighter practice loads. Thibodeau countered with midnight film sessions. Analytics chief Marlon Reyes delivered lineup reports showing Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges burning hotter than a mid-August D-train. But Thibs trusted his gut. Rookie Jacob Toppin logged 5 DNPs in 8 playoff games, and whispers spread that the bench felt like prop furniture. When Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton bombed 9 threes in a single game, one front office source claims Dolan muttered, "Same old story." That was the night, insiders say, the fuse was lit. Within 24 hours of firing Thibs, Rose requested permission to interview Jason Kidd, Ime Udoka, Chris Finch, Quinn Snyder, and Billy Donovan. Each request landed with a polite but firm no. Fans screamed humiliation. Executives shrugged. This is normal June procedure. NBA bylaws bind coaches to their teams until permission is granted, and contenders hate distractions before July. The denials cost the Knicks nothing except headlines, and Dolan has survived worse press than Backpage Snickers. More important, they bought time. The finals end mid-month. Free agency opens July 6th. Translation? 2 precious weeks to audition every unemployed mastermind in basketball. Knicks fans have seen this carousel before. Since Jeff Van Gundy resigned in 2001, 10 different head coaches, Larry Brown, Isaiah's brief interim cameo, Mike D'Antoni, Derek Fisher, the list goes on, have tried to end the 1973 banner drought. Most exited under a hurricane of Backpage melodrama. Dolan's impatience became league folklore. Yet it forged Rose's greatest weapon, an owner who will spend big and pivot fast. The looming question today is not whether the Knicks can lure another coach, it's whether they finally pick the right one. Veteran stabilizer Mike Brown steps into the Tarrytown facility first. A 2-time Coach of the Year, Brown shepherded a teenage LeBron to the 2007 Finals, served as Steve Kerr's defensive architect during Golden State's dynasty, and most recently sparked Sacramento's Beam Team renaissance, snapping the Kings' 16-year playoff drought before philosophical differences triggered a divorce. Brown preaches next-man-up accountability, loves 5-out spacing to unlock Karl Anthony Towns' passing lanes, and is comfortable staring down tabloid microphones. Detractors recall his 2012 Lakers implosion. Backers argue the Garden's high-pressure cauldron demands exactly his brand of calm. Day 2 belongs to 40-year-old whiz kid Taylor Jenkins, architect of Memphis's 0.5-second offense, catch, decide, move. Under Jenkins, Ja Morant vaulted from human highlight to near MVP. Desmond Bane became a top-tier marksman, and Jaren Jackson Jr. grabbed Defensive Player of the Year. Jenkins seats data scientists at the strategy.
This crowd just took an ooh and an
rotates
ah
leadership
themselves.
councils so rookies challenge veterans, and scripts after timeout plays that rank top 5.
Not turned it over. Kata once again.
Skeptics note his thin playoff resume
at the
and the turbulence
Garden.
surrounding Morant's off-court drama. Supporters counter that fresh ideas are precisely what New York needs after Thibs' old-school rigidity. Here's the twist. Brown and Jenkins may actually be Plan B. Weak gossip says Rose is channeling Pat Riley's legendary 1995 back escape, cast the widest net, gauge buyout prices, and wait for an established champion.
We're encouraging him. He's a good player.
Villanova icon Jay Wright floats through rumors. Becky Hammond's 2 WNBA intrigue Dolan, and whispers claim Connecticut's Dan Hurd fielded a quiet. Pick up the phone? Text. Assistant GM Frank Zan is carving a mini goal to 5 finals.
I think he's playing better defense.
An insider swear Dolan's checklist carries a blank line labeled "If Eric
Not only
Spoelstra
rebounding, I think
secretly
he's
wants
playing
out."
better defense.
Why the
difference
cloak
is
and dagger patience?
there is a category for
2
which you
words.
can capture a rebound.
Marquee talent. Kevin Durant's patience with Phoenix ownership grows thinner by the tweet. Giannis Antetokounmpo professes loyalty, but keeps his extension pen uncapped. New York holds 4 future first-rounders, several expiring deals, and Dolan's bottomless wallet. Ammunition for a summer blockbuster. Superstars don't sign on to chaos. They migrate to stability. Whoever sits in Thibs' old chair doubles as a living billboard pitching the Garden's next era. Come here, the foundation is solid. Finances turn that pitch into a powder keg. Extending Brunson, Bridges, and Towns could shove the Knicks into repeater tax hell by 2026, hemorrhaging tens of millions annually. Hire the wrong coach, and that cash sinks into mediocrity. Nail the hire, and Manhattan lights up. Sellouts, global merch spikes, corporate suites buzzing, a parade route finally staked down the canyon of heroes. So the countdown blinks crimson. Will Dolan cut a blank check for Brown's seasoned hand, gamble on Jenkins' futuristic symphony, or surprise the league with a midnight heist for an even bigger name? 51 years of heartbreak weigh on every handshake, every whiteboard diagram, every whispered negotiation. One truth endures. In New York, the story never ends. It reloads. And somewhere inside MSG's marble corridors, the next reload is already humming, ready either to crown a dynasty or unleash another decade of DM and drama.